I'm Nina.
And I'm Wally. And I love to paint with my sister.
I'm very happy to have you here with us today and to let us also know a little bit about your art journey.
Well, I've always liked art ever since I was like really young. So when I was like 3, I already started like drawing, and I always pasted the papers on my wall. Even like my parents would like be like, "What is this?" But like I always loved art so much that I always wanted to put it all over my room. Like that's all I wanted it to be. I just wanted to have art all over. And then like when I got older, and I have like a grand uncle who really likes art too, and he buys art. It's like he collects art, and when I go to his house and I see like a new piece, it's like so like oh, I wonder if my piece would ever be hung up there. I wonder if my piece would ever be like in someone's home as their like their prized possession or something. I don't know. I think that art can also make me really emotional for some reason. So I feel like um, that's what made me want to do more art. I feel like if I were ever to do something else, in my heart, it would always be art. So yeah.
In the art industry for the past few years as a very young artist at that time. Of course, now you are 16 years old, you are still active. Having to produce a number of artworks during this period of time, especially you are also a student, like you have other commitments. So now looking back, can you tell us what were your challenges? What was the first challenge that you faced when you pursue this?
I think it's balancing my life. So like basically I have to do art, and I have to go to school, and I have to do homework, and I have to study, but I also have other commitment. I used to have other commitments like doing sport, and I also had like I like to join committees and clubs. So everything was just like piling on me. So I that was my first challenge, and it was a very tough one because at the time I didn't know how to balance anything, and I didn't know like that more is not better. It's it's not always it's not always that if we do more things, then we don't when the and then we get like it's and then like we are better, like that's not how it works. Like if do to tackle the challenge was I had to drop a few things. Like I had to quit a few things because my mom always says if you sign up for things, you always have to commit to them, and you cannot um you can't just take it lightly, and you have to put your all into it. So my mom said it's your decision whether or not to do this. So I decided to like quit in a few areas that I felt that I didn't need to have in my life, and I felt put took too much of my time. So I just tried to balance my life out, that I can get through everything. I can commit to everything. Can commit to everything with my all, and without interruption, and without too much stress.
Learning art or committed to art, not just learning, but that commitment into making it possible for an exhibition or for a competition, or just making it happen. So what is the challenge, or what are the challenges that you face and you feel you have overcome?
I think it's also so like to do with balancing. I think it's my deadlines. I really take my time because I want to get everything right, and I don't want to rush anything, because when I rush things, I know it won't turn out well. Like, yeah. So I think the deadlines, I always have to work like um for like long hours, or else I won't get it done. So I think because it was very like, because it also took my time, and I also was chasing the deadline, it was very like um hard. But yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine that, because all of this at the same time, you also faced exams and tuitions and things like that, I suppose, because you're in school, and you're also taking the big exams. So yeah, I can imagine that. But I want to say that I really applaud your, not just your commitment, but also how you dedicate yourself into producing an artwork that you know it is time consuming, but you still do it with a lot of effort. And I think this leads to the next question, which is what is the most satisfying moment for you?
Um, I think when I get things done. When I get things done, yeah.
The moment your painting is done.
I think when I sign it, like it feels nice. Also, maybe like when I when I send in something, like if we're online and I have to send in like my painting, or like something like the talk to do with art, like when I send it in, I'm like, oh, I'm done. And like I don't have to look at it anymore. I don't have to like, look at my painting anymore.
It's like a moment of liberation of the mind. Yeah, and I think it is also a moment of celebration. Like you
Yeah.
celebrate your efforts, you know? Yeah. And now looking back, what do you think are the things that this art journey has helped you achieve other areas in the present?
Oh, I think because I have to balance everything. And like now I do art less than I used to. But then because of this, like I use that time for art for other things, and it actually helps me uh like with my time, how I use my time and things like that. Yeah. I also learned a lot about how I work. So I work now, I know that I work in an organized environment. Otherwise, like I won't get things done. I'll get distracted easily. So if I work in an organized environment, I have like my mind set to doing work. It's only doing work. So I learned that through art, because if I was like at the atelier, then I would like just do work. But then if I was like at home at first, I was like, oh, this is home. Like I wouldn't know that I was like very relaxed. But I learned that, and I was like, oh, I have to make an organized space for my art, and I have to create this environment where I can work in, and like associate it to only doing work. So now with my like schoolwork and things like that, I learned that I work in an organized environment. Like when I had online school as well, like I learned to I have to clean up more, and I have to yeah, organize everything to make it look nice, and also like be nice to work in. Other than like art, I really like to do sport, and I really like netball. So I wanted to play more. I just get injured a lot, like easily, because I have to take better care of myself. But I really like netball, and I also like in school I take a lot of interest in psychology. So I might want to do something in the future with that. But I also really like physics. Yeah, I really like controversial art. I like to see the different sides of it, because the fact that a piece of art can actually trigger someone into getting mad or feeling sad. It's like they actually feel something from looking at it. So I think that that's really cool. Take your time, because there are a lot of things in life that you might want to do, and there's sometimes not everyone is supportive of what you want to do, and sometimes you just can't. It's just there's like a limit. You just can't. You feel like that you can't. But I think that if you work hard enough, you commit enough, and you slowly work up to where you want to be, I think it's possible to achieve. Like when I was 12, I'd be like, oh, I really want to pursue like a career in art. But now when I think about it, there are also other things in life that I want to do. So I focus on what I want to do, but there's still an element of art in my life. There's still like I may not be a full-time artist, but I do art and I connect with other people with my art. So that's still um that's still an achievement. I think that's still going back to what I wanted what I want to do and doing art. I can do both at the same time. Like you don't have to be fully an artist. You can be a little bit of what you want to do. You can like just explore what you want to do when you're younger, and like when you get older, I'm pretty sure that it will narrow down, hopefully for me too. I met a lot of people through art, and it was very overwhelming at first to have to speak in front of many people, like in an exhibition or in an art dialogue. But over time, like if you get nervous over things and you don't want to do it, and you don't go for it, you're gonna regret it. And so what I learned was to just go for things, like to just go for my goal.
Let's just do it.
Like even if I get nervous, I have to push myself to do it. Like there are times, like there was one time on stage where I was doing a dance performance, like for school, and then I was so nervous, and then I told my friend I'm not going on stage, and then I remembered that I'm just gonna do it. So I just went on stage and I just did it. I just smiled and did the dance, and people liked it, so that's nice. Yeah,
And
I
how
have
did you feel after that?
if
After overcoming your nervousness?
yeah, and I think the thing that pushed me the most was I don't want to let anyone down, because it's a group thing, and it's like during art when you're doing an exhibition and you don't finish the painting, it's like you you let people down, you let like whoever else is doing the exhibition down. If you do, especially if you're doing like a paired painting where you paint this and they paint this, and it's like a matching thing, and it's like you let them they let you down if they don't do it, and you're gonna let them down, and you also let yourself down because you feel you didn't get to push all the way and you didn't get to do things like that. So I feel like that it also applies to whenever we do performance or whenever we do other things, like yeah, in general. Yeah.
I think that's very interesting that you shared, because it's like even though art is something very personal, it's personal to the artist himself, but overall it is teamwork. Yeah. So I think that's a great advice as well, because yeah, it's like when we commit to something, to a teamwork, we don't let each other down.
It was because I think I was overwhelmed and too nervous. But then like I decided when you like I decided to just do it, just get it done. And and like I took a break from it, like I walked away, and then I came back because I had to chill. I had to I had to like get myself together. So yeah,
I think that's the right attitude. Yeah, that's the right attitude. Yeah. And I always remember you as someone who you don't say no to challenges. You just say, okay, where's the deadline? And I really admire you for that. I must say, yeah. You're just like, okay, take it on, and then do your best. I think that's also a a good advice, like just be you and do your best and just take it on and do your best and be you. I think that's what you show it to me and to others. Like even though you don't say it, but your action speaks louder.
My little brother, he always says he's so proud of me. Yeah, it feels very like it makes me feel, I don't know, like loved.
Yeah.
Like my brother, he would he would paint something, like draw something, and then he would ask me, "Does it look nice?" Like he would like always he would always, whenever he saw art, he always thought about me.
Oh,
So he,
that's so sweet.
oh, Kaka is better. He's, oh, Kaka, you can draw this like this.
Yeah.
And I feel like my parents are also like that. They're like, oh, when they see a piece of art, they always show me, and they're always like, whoa, I think you can do something like this, huh? And then I'm like, huh? If it's like some a professional like painter's work, and I'm like, huh, excuse me. I'm like, I'm not there yet. But they always push me to do to be over, like they always push me further than like where I thought I could go.
To go beyond your comfort zone,
Yeah.
to
No.
discover things that you thought you couldn't do, but
Yeah.
actually you did it so well. Huh?
Yeah.
I remember the one time when you were practicing as an art docent to explain about art, the Italian art pieces in the art exhibition jointly organized by Italian and Malta partners. And I remember that very well because your family came to support you, and I thought that was a very sweet gesture from your family. I think that's absolutely so beautiful.
Yeah, and sometimes like when I'm painting and like I feel like, because when you paint for like when you paint and then like you feel that sometimes I like feel like I'm painting just for the sake of painting. Like there are those times where I feel like, oh, should I just give this up? Should I just do these? Like there will always be those times. So when my brother walks in the room and they're like, Kaka, what are you doing? And then they're like, and then sometimes they join me and then they paint as well. So I feel like, oh, um I'm painting and it's making me happy. So it's not always gonna be painting when you're like, I'm not always gonna like let go of painting, because my brothers will always be there to be like, oh, can I paint with you? Like they're always gonna like have that interest, and like it creates like this bond that like this bond that I won't have like anywhere else. I don't know why. It's just like when you paint with them, it's like it's like strengthening your sibling bond. And like, yeah, my friend, she doesn't like drawing. She only likes to draw like, I don't know, like flowers, or like she doesn't like to draw like people. She doesn't like to draw men in general. I don't know why. But for my birthday, she drew me this she drew me my favorite group.
Oh, oh, so sweet. Yeah, yeah, and it's true. Like when your friend does an artwork for you, that speaks so much because like that comes from her making her time to do that just for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to actually hate when people associated me to only art. Like I feel like, is there nothing else you see me as? Is there
But
am
actually,
I,
it's a good thing because that means you do it very well, so people associate
yeah,
you to that. Yeah.
yeah. I didn't like it at first because people would go like someone called me Borneo Bulletin girl. I was like, oh, I know them. But then my like when I said like my friend said, "Oh, you're so good at art." Like I felt like that's the only thing they saw about me. Like, is that all I am? Like, is that like the only thing that defines me? So I actually really didn't like it at first because I felt like that's all they saw. But it was because the art stood out. It stood out for what I did. And um but now I actually like quite like it when someone like when like not when someone associates me to art, but when they like my aunt, she she made me for my birthday she made me a chalk painting. Yeah, I and she put a message at the back. So it was a painting is like a chalk, a flower like flowers, and she also put like a message at the back saying like the petals are blooming, like how you're growing into a yeah. So like she put like really personal messages at the back. So I felt that was so sweet, and I never received uh someone painting while thinking of me, like they were painting, like they were creating something and they were thinking of me. Like I never got like an art piece like that. So um whenever receive an art piece that's made by someone else and they just like not even like someone I know, they just give it to me, I feel like I cry. I think art, the thing about it is I'll always find a way to be like I always find happiness in it in the end. Like even before finishing it, I feel like doing it was fun. Like the process was also fun. Like it was as good as the result. So I feel like for art is different. But if it's like my math homework, yeah. My math homework. Like how do I
Yeah. That gave me a lot of stress too when I was in school. Math. Mm. But of course it's good. I know you're good. You're good in that as well. Yeah.
no.
I just have to say, you were very brave when you were, like meeting your deadline, soldiering on. I must say, I really use that because I've seen you in that kind of process, and you are just so focused. Like when you are doing it, you just like shut everything out, and you are just so focused in that. And I see that, and I must say, it really touches my heart because like this young girl, she's so committed to complete something. That commitment, that is something that we've never got a chance to know about you. And that is actually quite a very inner journey. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. And of course, I also wish that you will have your dream will come true. I know it will come true. I have all the confidence in you. Yeah, and I really look forward to your next work or your not particularly a piece of artwork, but I really look forward to how all that you are passionate about can come back to you in the form of expressing through art. And I really look forward to that. Thank you so much, Nina, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
This isn't much, but I hope through this drawing you'll be able to see the message. You'll continue to grow further, bloom into a beautiful flower that you already exist to be. Through light, bright days, you'll continue to shine bright like the colors and uniqueness of the petal. You're unique, bright, colorful. Even through days that seem dark, when you shine light at the drawing, it'll somehow glow and enhance the flower. You will be glowing through too. All through these years, you have been glowing and you'll continue to glow further. Just as how unique structure of the flower, Auntie used chalk, meaning mistakes that are done can be improvised and learned from. It's okay to make mistakes. Don't be too hard on yourself.
I have How are you?
He just walked in. You're supposed to... Everyone, I'm Nina.
And I'm Wally. And I love to paint with my sister.